Welcome back to the Giant Monster Games 2017 Advent Calendar. Today we are playing Mono Blue Control. So what does Mono Blue Control do? Well, I think you can answer that question. It is a blue control deck. What kind of control do we actually have? Well, we have three different types of control. We have Mana Leak, Spreading Seas, and Vapor Snag. All three of these things are doing specific things. Mana Leak and cards like Mana Leak, which we're running more than one of, is countering spells as our opponent's playing them. Spreading Seas is removing land. Specifically, if our opponent needs specific color land, we can Spreading Seas stuff away. And Vapor Snag is allowing us to bounce creatures back to our opponent's hand, slowing down their tempo and hopefully just kind of making it so they can't play stuff long enough to actually kill us. And then, how do we actually win with Mono Blue Control? Well, we have two major win conditions. The first one is Cryptic Serpent, and the second one is Rise from the Tides. Cryptic Serpent is just a 6/5 beater, which costs less depending on how many instants and sorceries we have in the graveyard, which ideally we're going to have lots because we're going to be stopping our opponent from doing stuff. So hopefully by turn 3, turn 4, we'll actually be playing him for 2 blue mana. And then Rise from the Tides is really kind of a late game, hopefully win the game with it bomb, where we get a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each instant and sorcery in our graveyard. So if we're playing this on turn 6, turn 7, turn 8, we are going to be getting a whole bunch of zombies and hopefully just overrun the board and stop our opponent. And that is what this deck is actually doing. If you want to see an entire deck on this video, like always, there's a top right hand corner up there. There is a link that'll take you to the video plus a bunch of gameplay videos. Additionally, if you want to pick this deck up on MTGO, there's a link in the description where you can pick it up. Has a sideboard included. It helps the channel out so I can keep making videos just like this for you guys. Okay, let's go and see how this deck actually plays out. And now I get to show you guys how maybe not good of control player I am. I'm going to try being better. The last few games I played with this deck, I did not do very well. I think with this opening hand, I think we're pretty good though. We're going to keep this. This is a solid. I mean, it's a 4-lander, which is, yeah, it's okay. 4-landers, usually you draw into another land. It's just like the rule of fifths. I'm not sure if that's actually a rule. And what are we playing against here? Maybe Dredge, but probably not. Maybe. We're gonna find out here. But yes, I'm not a very good control player. I'm just gonna come straight out right now. I am not a good control player, or at least not this kind of control player, because I'm more of a aggro-y zoo kind of person myself, where I generally want to try and use up all of my mana every single turn, if possible, where with not another land. Where with other control decks, so such as this kind of control deck, you generally want to be, I don't have any counters, you generally want to be leaving up, telling time in an island. We drew an island, so you're going to the bottom. We do not want you anymore, and you can go on the top. Where with a control deck like this, you need to be the predator. You need to be waiting to strike at your opponents whenever they do something. So a lot of times with this, you're going to leave up untapped mana all the time, and you're going to go turns without really playing much. And I'm not very good at that. Oh, it is Dredge. There we go. Sorry. I wasn't actually looking to the graveyard, but it is 100% Dredge. And can we deal with Dredge? I think the answer is yes, we can. But it's not. I think the answer is yes. This is a weird Dredge. Blue? Blue Dredge. Oh, I guess because he's trying to play. He's probably like making it so he can actually play his prize amalgams and stuff. Is what my guess would be. Either that or it could be some other type of Dredge. Well, we're going to skip through to our turn. Vapor Snag is really handy here. We have stuff on the sideboard to help deal with this deck. What? Oh. Each opponent maximum hand size is reduced by 7, so we can have 0 cards in hand. This card here is very bad for us. At the beginning of each end step, draw 7 cards. That is our opponent, not us. Okay, that's a thing. It's a thing that happens. I think what we do is do I blow up his mana crypt? I think the answer is no, not this time. I think we play another one of these guys. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 or more instant sorcery cards in your graveyard, we get to transform him. But he does create mana for us. So I think we're going to go the mana ramp route right away here. And then we're probably going to Telling Time next turn, and maybe Vapor Snag, whatever he plays. If he does, I haven't seen any prize amalgams in here yet, so maybe he does not. He's not running the prize amalgam, which seems strange to me. And yeah, okay. So Dredge, how do we deal with Dredge, especially Dredge that's running some evil stuff like this guy? That's my next question. So Narcomoeba, yeah, saw that coming. Narcomoeba's fine. It's only 1 damage. pretty minor in the grand scheme of it all. Getting another Bloodghast. He's going to swing in for 2 at this Bloodghast. For those people, I mean, if you haven't seen Dredge, you don't know Dredge, there is a Dredge deck on the channel. It hasn't come out yet. It hasn't been out yet, so it's still coming. So it's been voted higher. He's running double of these things, so he's actually really trying to cast this. He probably has Unburial Rights, I'm guessing, to basically bring it back. Would be my guess. He also has, as we can see right now, a Confligate in the graveyard, which is one of the win conditions for this deck, Dredge. And now what? Oh, he Dark Blasted our Homunculus, which is not very fun. Not very fun at all. We can take 5 damage. I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. I think what we need to do, though, is we need to Telling Time, I think is what we're going to go for. Hold on, cancel that. Telling Time is instant speed, so we can do it on our opponent's step. The other option is to play Think Twice, which is also instant speed, so we can also do it on our opponent's turn as well. Let's see what he does. This is going to be very scary. Very, very scary. He's running this. This is a little bit something you don't see very often. The, like, pay 1 life, add 1 any mana of your mana pool. Usually because Dredge loses... Dredge doesn't want to lose a lot of life. That's scary for Dredge. That is very scary for Dredge. Okay, so, no, there's Prize Amalgams in the deck. So, that's scary. Does he have anything that's going to come out? Not yet. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to give you guys full access to his graveyard, because you're going to want to see it. And he's going to attack him with everything, so that's 5 damage. And he's not doing the green version of Dredge, which is a little bit surprising. The green one tends to be a little bit more consistent. And do we take damage from all this? I think the answer is probably yes. The other question is, do we bounce the Bloodghast to his hand? I think we're going to aim to bounce the Prized Amalgam. Probably what it's going to be. So we'll see what he does. And he's going to play Faithless Looting, paying a bunch of life. I think we're going to go Telling Time right now. We're going to see if we can draw. I don't have any 1-drop counter spells. I don't. So choose card to put into your hand. Mana Leak. Choose a card to put on top of your library. Homunculus. Mana Leak on the bottom. And yeah. I'm so much thinking, I'm like, how do I play against Dredge with this blue deck? We need to be able to, so we're gonna need more hard counters. We also need more mana, which is gonna come up here. I don't think that's gonna be the biggest problem. Oh boy, Narcomoeba coming out of the graveyard, bringing the Prize Amalgams with it, which is scary. We need graveyard removal, and I've always been thinking like of putting graveyard removal in the main deck of this deck, the mono blue control. If I do upgrade it, I think I probably will go that route, but this time I'm not. So our opponent's down to 20 cards in their deck, and they're passing it to us. So first, Prize Amalgam goes to hand. I think we Vapor Snag this guy back to our opponent's hand right now. Might as well use it. It'll just put 1 into his hand and he has to play it. And he loses a life, which is kind of inconsequential for us. And he gets the second one. We draw the Curious Homunculus. We knew that was coming. We might as well throw down the Ghost Quarter. And I can throw down a Curious Homunculus. I'm not sure if it really helps us at all, but it does give us a chump blocker if we need it. And then we hold up Mana Leak. I mean, we realistically could play Think Twice, but I would rather potentially have the chump blocker, especially because if he doesn't deal with this guy, which he can obviously just like Dune Blast, like Dredge it right now and get rid of it. So that might be a thing he does. Maybe a thing he does. He doesn't really need to Dredge very aggressively anymore. He only has 20 cards left in his deck, so he's filled up his graveyard already. So he's not really aiming to do that much. So I wouldn't be surprised if he Dune Blasts to bring a Dune Blast. I think he already did. I think he already did. And going to combat. The thing is, we can always Mana Leak his Dune Blast as well. So yes. Blocker. Might as well go here. Still taking a lot of damage here. Yeah. Yep. And is he going to try and confligate? That's the next question. No, but he is going to unveil rights, which we're going to mana leak that. we can't have that. That's he's going to bring back this guy, and we're going to be done. So, do we draw? We draw an island. Doesn't really help us. Do we think twice now? I think we do. Counter target creature spell. Let's concede. Let's go to the main. Let's go to game 2. GG. Okay. We do have stuff, I think. I do think we have stuff on the sideboard to deal with this. Let's see. Okay. So Tormod's Crypt, you have to come in. There's no way of not. Return all creatures to hands. Yes. I think Pithing Needle. Choose to activate abilities with the source of the chosen name can't be activated. Unless they're mana abilities. That could be really good because we can always name Confligate. Dispels come in because we can counter his... because they counter his dredge mechanics and stuff like this. Oh, no, because they're not... They're not instant speed. They're regular speed. Negate, you come in for sure. Essence Scatters. I think Essence Scatters can come out, to be honest. I don't think I want any Essence Scatters. He's not really countering stuff. Boomerangs definitely come in. Sending stuff back to our opponent. Whenever you are dealt damage, put a counter on it. I think Sun Droplet comes in. It'll help us waylay the damage coming from all of these creatures. And what do we take out? So we have 2 Engulf the Shores we're keeping in. Serpents stay in. Rise from the Tides. I think Rise of the Tides can come out. I don't think it's going to be fast enough in our current setup. Think twice. You're good to stay in. Curious Monkey stays in. Vapor Snag. Serum Visions stays in. I think we take out, actually, 1 Think Twice. And I want to keep Telling Time because it's going to help us fetch up what we actually need. Hopefully a Tormod's Crypt, to be quite honest. And Mana Leak needs to stay in. Curious Homunculus needs to stay in. Cryptic Serpent needs to stay in. If anything, we can take out Serum Visions. Yeah, I think we take out a single Serum Visions. Actually, no. They're going to take out another Think Twice. I think that's the way it's going to go. Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go. Run it back like that. This is going to be a hard game, guys. This is going to be a very, very hard game. Going up against Dredge. It's a different type of Dredge. Not a Dredge you normally see. It's a little bit of against the grain Dredge, but it is still very strong and very, very scary. This is good. This is very good. We're going to keep this. This is a fantastic opening hand. Okay, now I need to learn how to play like an actual Dredge player. Not a Dredge player, like a control player. So we're assuming he's going to Cathartic Reunion or something on second turn. First turn he'll probably play... Actually, I don't remember seeing... He probably has a Faithless Looting, mind you. So, yes. But second turn he'll probably try and Cathartic Reunion or something. So we're going to have to start holding up negates. And boomerangs, potentially. So this is where our opponent draws 2 cards, discards 2 cards, which is fine. Oh, good. Dakmor Salvage is his only Dredge card in his graveyard, which is fine for us. It's fine for us. Okay, go to our turn. We draw another land. Not the best thing. Ship it to our opponent. And now we need to basically negate. So he's obviously... Oh, not... dredged lands. Good for him. I like it when he dredges lands. That's completely fine by me. And he's going to try and... Oh, he plays a land, which is going to get him this Bloodghast. Yeah, that's fine. So we might have to boomerang that guy later on. At this time, it's not the end of the world. And we negate this thing. Can't let our opponent start getting advantage. So if we can slow down his mechanics off the get-go, that'll actually help us out quite a bit. Unfortunately, we don't have a second counter spell, which is something we do need to draw into. Drawing lands is not going to help us either. This deck would help so much. I have, when I made this deck, they hadn't reprinted Spell Snare, which is the pay 1, your opponent pays, unless they pay 2, it's countered. And it really needs it. I think it's a non-creature spell as well. Or, no, yeah, non-creature spell as well. This deck would benefit from that so much. And definitely part of the upgrade section that it should have, because that card was not very budget. So here's the question. I think the answer is going to be, the answer to the question is Curious Homunculus, by the way. Because it's going to give us more mana. A little more mana means we're going to be able to do more stuff. It's not going to flip anytime soon, but once it does flip, it'll be really good. So, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're obviously not going to use him to block against the Bloodghast, because he displays creatures and get it back. Oh, another Faithless Looting. That's annoying. Triple Faithless Looting? That's unfair. Who has that? So he gets to draw 2 cards. Not going to, just drawing 2 cards off the top of his library and then discard 2 cards. Ideally, he's going to discard something that's going to allow him to dredge. Oh boy. Oh boy. I haven't played against dredge, actually, on MTGO. Wow, no. Oh, yeah, Dakmar Salvage. So that is a card. And he's paid 2 life to bring in the Foundry. I bet it's going to be a Cathartic Reunion. Why else would he pay to have it come in untapped? 2 mana. Cathartic Reunion seems like a pretty good option. Cathartic Reunion it is. And so, yeah. He doesn't have a ton to dredge, though, which is nice. Which is very nice. So he pitches his Dakmar Salvage. So he's going to dredge. Oh, he already did dredge. Nice. Not getting what he needs. Our opponent is getting a little bit handicapped here. So, which is good. That's what we need. We're not going to block this guy because he's just going to play land to bring it back. I'd rather keep our Curious Homunculus and have a little bit of extra mana. Okay. Going to our turn, Boomerang. I think we can Boomerang... Probably Boomerang this guy back to his hand. I think what we're going to do, though, first is we're going to... Do I Telling Time now? I think the answer is no. I think we ship it to our opponent. Do we need Curious Homunculus to stay, or can I swing in with him? I think we leave him. I think we're gonna try and be a good. We're gonna be a good control player for once, and we're not gonna swing in with creatures and get the extra 1 value damage that we could be using. We're gonna hold up because if we Telling Time Narcomoeba, that's fun for our opponent. Not so much fun for us. We can always Boomerang that as well, which is an option. We'll probably... Good. There's another Bloodghast from City of Brass. City of Brass. We're probably going to Boomerang the Bloodghast back to our opponent's hand, force him to have to replay it, but we'll do that probably second main phase. First things first, Telling Time. See what we got on top. Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas is fun. I like Spreading Seas. So, card to go to our hand. Spreading Seas, I guess. You go on top. You go on bottom. And let's Boomerang. Do I Boomerang the Bloodghast, or do I Boomerang one of his lands? If I Boomerang one of his lands, he has to play it again. So if I Boomerang the Sacred Foundry and then Spreading Seas his City of Brass, he has black and red mana only. If I Boomerang the Bloodghast, he has to pay 2 life or play 1 life to bring it back. Yeah, I think we go... what's better, getting rid of his mana base or getting rid of his creatures? I think getting rid of creatures. Yeah, I think that's the way it goes. I think that's the way it goes. Force him to replay it using his mana up, so he's not actually going to be accelerating his graveyard shenanigans. It's hard. It's a hard call. It's a very hard call. I'm like, what do I do here? What do I do? So he's going to replay. Oh, he's going to play something else. Oh, he's going to play on Burial Rites. Oh, God, no. I didn't even see that. That is such a hard misplay on my part. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. Oh, no. I should have done this. Wow. Well, that's a hard one on mine. That's a really hard one for me. We're going to lose our entire hand. Yep, and we're going to draw into an island. That's really exciting. So we lose our hand next turn. So we're going to boomerang this back to our opponent's hand. Wow. Jeez. Which is okay. Somehow it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, guys. Oh my god. It's okay. It is okay. It's okay. It's okay. I should have boomeranged, though, this guy on our opponent's turn. And we don't have 4. Or do we? It's 3 or is it 4? It is 3. Apparently it's 3. I thought it was 4. Nice. So he flips, making instant sorceries cheaper, which is nice. So we're going to play the island. Play an island. We're going to Spreading Seas his City of Brass right now. Because I would like to draw another card. Getting extra prowess is also nice. Drawing card is nice. What is it? What do we draw? We draw a Telling Time for 1 mana. I think we can Telling Time on our opponent's turn. Yeah. Or do we do it now? I think we... Because he doesn't get trampled, does he? No. So, I think the way we're going to go, we boomerang this guy to our opponent's hand, getting rid of it, which is nice. That being said, I'm sure he can just replay it with Unburial Rights, which is a thing. But at least we get rid of it out of our opponent's hand. Or put it back into our opponent's hand, so he has to find a way of discarding it, which is nice. And now, I think we... What do? We swing in? I think we just swing in. We're not going to block this guy. Well, we could technically block this guy. We could technically block with him. Let's go for the swing in, though. Let's go for the damage. See if we can make the damage work. So I'm assuming he'll probably just jump block with one of these guys. Probably... Oh, not going to be a surprise. Usually Bloodghast is the one you'd go for. And... Cancel that. We're going to hold up. We're going to hold up and try and fake that we have some kind of counterspell. Especially if it's a counterspell for 1. Okay, we're getting there. It's really hard. It's really hard, guys. How do you play against Dredge when you have a budget deck? A $40 deck versus a... what is this, like $900 deck-ish? Maybe not $900. Actually, yeah, pretty close to $900. How do you play against it? How do you do against it? Not very easily, that's for sure. Okay, so our opponent doesn't manage to get in all of his dredging when he has 9 cards in hand. The guy should have all of the options in the world right now. The thing is, he can't do the discard and play at the same time. He's not going to be able to do the Unburial Rights at the same time. So, yeah, we really, I'm not going to lie, we really need that Tormod script right now. And this is actually why you run Graveyard Hate in your sideboard. If you ever wonder why I'm like always like Tormod script and Graveyard Hate, is there's decks like Dredge, and Storm for that matter, that just use the graveyard so heavily that as soon as you start getting rid of the graveyards, you're like, okay, they're shut down. But if you don't have it, it's really hard. So, I mean, I feel like I have 1 Tormod script in the sideboard, but I feel like I really should have 2 or 3. Well, that's a thing. Confligate for 9. 4 to this thing. Well, let's play Telling Time for 1 mana. Which will also save him. Not this time, opponent. Should have put 5 on this guy. And our opponent scoops it? Our opponent drops the game? Huh. Well, I'm not too happy with how this game turned out. How about we do a replay? Start from the beginning. And now it's time for me to prove that I actually know how to play Control. I am not the best Control player, so we're gonna try and learn together. I think this is actually a pretty solid opening hand. We have a bunch of Think Twice, we have some mana leaks. I think this is keepable. Curious Homunculus is always fun. So, when you're playing Control, and this is actually why, I mean, I will regularly say I am not a good Control player. Because with Control, you need to leave stuff open. You need to, Oh, but I'm going to play Serum Visions right now because I don't have any reason not to. You need to leave stuff open, though. Like, example, turn 2, we're going to play our Ghost Quarter. And we... Ooh, Spreading Seas is also really nice. This guy's also really nice as well. All of these things. I want all of these things. I think we go with... you on top of the library, followed by Negate. Negate can go on top of you. So yeah, you need to leave your mana open. So for me, well, the reason why I'm not a very good control player normally is because I tend to want to play aggro style. I want to use all of my mana as efficiently as possible, and I want to just... Our opponent doesn't have a second land. Ouch. One lander. Not good. But yeah, you need to leave stuff open. Well, let's help our opponent out by playing a Spreading Seas on this thing. I mean, why not, right? So you need to play, if you're playing aggro, you want to play everything as efficiently as possible. So, yeah. So, what am I getting at here? Efficiently as possible. So you don't want to leave open mana. You want to leave, just be attack, 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 attack. And that's the idea behind aggro decks. You're trying to be as efficient as possible, and if you can get in the extra 1 or 2 damage, that's how you're going to win. You're going to win by slowly chipping your opponent down. Where control, you want to set it up to the point where your opponent doesn't do what they are supposed to be trying to do. So you're playing things that are slowing your opponent down, and you need to always be reactive. We're playing against the Suicide Boo deck again. That is a thing. We don't have a counter for that. Well, we technically do, but I think Spreading Seas is actually probably a better bet. Makes our opponent pay a life. And we need a bounce spell. An island is really good for us as well right now. So good, in fact, that What? What do I do? I can't play this guy yet. He's reduced by 1. I don't really want to play Curious Homunculus. He would give us mana ramp, but Suicide Boo is probably going to try and swing in for 1.5 million damage next turn, so I think we're going to, yeah, just go to our opponent's turn. We're going to find out if it actually is Suicide Boo or whether it's is it just general is it deck. We're about to find out very, very soon here. So Spreading Seas can definitely come out for the record on next turn because, I mean, he's playing blue already. He should have a lot of red, should have a lot of blue. It should be perfectly fine. Depending on what he plays, we're going to find out if it's Suicide Boo, which is basically a whole bunch of spells that cost Phyrexian mana, which is really cheap, that make this guy go really big and explode, or if he's playing the Is It style deck. Look at target player's hand, draw a card. Do we want him to see our hand? I think it's okay if we let him see our hand. I think it's okay. I think it's going to be okay. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Get all the information from your opponent. That's fun. It's basically the Gitaxian Probe, but you have to pay 1 blue rather than pay 2 life, which is nice. Because that was one of the things that made the Suicide Boo deck work, is, again, Phyrexian mana cost spells, so Gitaxian Probe before it got banned was a very common piece, because you pay 2 life, draw a card, look at your opponent's hand. Bam. Easy. And there's a lot of other ones, like... I can't think of any of them off the top of my head, but there's a whole bunch of them that just, like, pay Phyrexian mana, it's like 1 Phyrexian mana, so you basically pay 2 life, make this guy really big, and all of a sudden your Kiln Fiend becomes a whatever, and then he swings in for usually lethal damage turn 2, turn 3. Turn 3, turn 4. Usually turn 4, you're kind of getting it all off. So our opponent's probably going to swing in for 2 damage. Nothing too crazy. And going to second main phase, we are probably, if he doesn't play anything, we're going to think twice. I would like to draw a card. So if he does nothing, okay, he doesn't, so think twice. Bam, bam. Here we go, let's draw a card. We draw an island, which is actually perfectly fine by me. And going, oh, we draw another land. That's fine. I think what we do at this point is we play the Homunculus, and then our opponent also knows at this point we actually have a bunch of stuff. So play the Homunculus, leaving up all this other stuff. And then ship it to our opponent, who is, at this point, going to... Well, he knows what we have. He knows we have everything, so he doesn't know 1 card, which is an island, unfortunately, for us, so he doesn't know that we have an island. This guy is now reduced by 2, so it's, what, 5 net mana right now? So we can play him next turn, theoretically. Have a 5/6. That's pretty fun for 5. We'll probably try and play it for less, so we'll probably actually potentially mana leak whatever he does, or negate whatever he does, just to make him have to pay more mana, and then us getting more instants and sorceries in the graveyard. So, does our opponent swing in? The answer is yes. Do we block? The answer is no. So we're not blocking. Does he do 1 damage? Does he play spells? He doesn't. Ooh, nothing. Well, we're going to probably, on our opponent's end step, assuming he doesn't play anything, we're probably just going to... yeah, Mana Leak you. Can't have you playing a Young Pyromancer. That is not going to be okay for us. We can deal with a Kiln Fiend becoming huge, but we can't deal with Young Pyromancer very well. And it looks like he's actually going to counter our counter. Nice. And he has to return a land you own to his hand, so our Spreading Seas goes away. That's fun. That's very fun. It's okay. We're gonna probably play the Cryptic Servant either next turn or the turn after, which will help us deal with this deck. So I don't think this is Suicide Boo. I think it's actually just an Is It Delver style deck. It actually looks like a very similar build to what we did. And our guy gets to flip, which is fun. It's very fun. Because now it makes a lot of our things even cheaper. We can actually play Think Twice for 1 mana. Which is fun. This is very fun. And he's gonna get Prowess, which means he's gonna get bigger. We're gonna swing it with this guy as well. No more joking around here. And we get another Curious Homunculus. Do I what? So we could Curious Homunculus and we could Cryptic Serpent. Cryptic Serpent at this point is... Oh no, it's Instant Sorcery. He's actually cost 1. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in our library. Which is neat. I think what we do is we go to combat. Swing with the 5/4. See what our opponent has for responses on that. And then we go to our second main phase, and I think we just play. I think we just play the Cryptic Serpent. I think that's the way it's going to be. Yeah. Hold on. No, we play Serum Visions. I should have played Serum Visions actually on main phase, first main phase. That's a misplay on my part because he gets more prowess. And then we made Cryptic Serpent 1 cheaper, which means we could have played it anyways. The other option, I could always leave up Negate as well, or Mana Leak for that matter. Think Twice, you can go on the bottom of the library. Don't really need you right now because we have 2 Think Twices in the graveyard. Negate, on the other hand, is going to go on top of our library. I would like to draw that next turn. Now, here's the big question. Cryptic Serpent or Negate and Mana Leak? I think it's going to be actually Curious Homunculus holding up Negate or Mana Leak for this guy. And that's what it's going to be. That's the way this ship is going to be played. So much control stuff, so much, it's a lot of thinking. This deck is a lot of thinking, which, I mean, if you are the control player and you want to really think about, like, what is the best line of play, this is the deck to do it. And this is one of the decks that is really good at, like, making you think about what's the best way I can play this, how do I move forward while still stopping my opponent. And, again, I have almost all my mana tapped out on my opponent's turn, which is not a very good control player move. But I'm doing it anyways. Don't judge me. I'm doing my best. Okay, what is he playing? Gonna play another Kiln Fiend. I think we can Mana Leak it, or at least try to Mana Leak it, and we'll see if he has a counter for that. He may or may not. He may or may not. He doesn't, so we managed Kiln Fiend. We managed to counter the Kiln Fiend. Does he have anything? He might just swing in with... Sure, I'll take that damage. Because even if he does Giant Growth Hit or whatever it is called, we're still fine. Magnetic Growth, I think it's called. I can't remember the name of the deck card right now. I always forget it. It's like one of those cards that, like, because there's some cards, I'm not sure if you guys have this problem as well, where there's some cards where you just, like, can't remember the name of the card, but you know exactly what the card does. So it's like, the card is pay 1 Phyrexian mana, so either 2 life or green, and it gives the creature +2/+2 or +3/+3. I think it's +2/+2. Positive it's +2/+2. And we draw another Negate, which we kind of knew was coming. We can probably drop down a Cryptic Serpent at this point. Hold on. Can we kill our opponent is the next question. 3/6. Think Twice. instant speed for 1 blue mana. That's pretty fun. I think we're not gonna go for the, like, silly rush. We're gonna go for swing in with combat damage. Yeah, we're gonna swing in with these guys. Like this. Go to our opponents. Block step. Assuming they're not gonna block, we're gonna think twice once. So these are always gonna be yield. So these guys both get +1/+1, so that's 4 damage. We get to draw a card. We draw an island. We haven't played an island yet this turn. Hold on. If I play the second thing twice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it'll be. I think it's fine. No, it's not gonna be fine. We'll do 8 to our opponent's face. We'll play the island. We'll play a Cryptic Serpent for 2 mana, which is nice. Playing a 6/5 for 2 mana is always fun. And then we're gonna hold up the negates. Is what we're gonna do. Holding up the negates, and then what we'll probably do if our opponent doesn't do anything, we'll think twice on our. No, kind of want to think twice on our turn. Getting the extra. Ooh, counter target non-creature spell. Do I think twice here? I think the answer is yes. It's gonna be think twice. Unfortunately, prowess gets triggered on these guys, and hopefully we draw into a counter target creature spell. Mana Leak is a card we can use. Make our opponent completely tap out. I'm okay with making him completely tap out. Because he has the land for it, he'll just completely tap out. Which means he can't play anything else to make his other things bigger. Okay, so he decides not to because he would rather make these guys bigger. Oh, he's just going to play another one. Triple Young Pyromancer. That's a thing that happens, apparently. Not very often, but it's definitely something that happens. Okay, there's Opt. Which, we're going to always yield to this. Because we don't need to respond to that. This guy in the hand will leave as is. And what do I need to do at this time? I think nothing. If he swings in with this guy... Oh, we're going to sideboard. GG. GG opponent. And our opponent has dropped the match. So our opponent doesn't want to play either. So I guess instead of me recording 2 different matches, or recording 1 full match, I'm just going to put 2 matches together. So you saw the one before this video, and then you saw this one as well, even though I started the intro to both of these 2 videos the exact same. Well, thanks for watching me play against people that are salty and just want to drop matches. Until next time, my name is Adrian, this is GiantMonsterGames, and this is the Advent Calendar for 2017. Thanks for watching the GiantMonsterGames Advent Calendar. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more videos just like it. A huge shout out to all of the Patreon supporters. You guys are helping make videos like this, and if you want to pick this deck up, there is a link below with an affiliate link so you can grab this entire deck on MTGO.